Mimi Rogers, look at you on time. I see you were the first to be here. Thank you so much for stopping by. You guys, I know I'm late. I'm going to hold up. I'm going to give people time to get in here. I'm super duper late. Uh, I was doing good, and then here I am in 2021 being super duper late, but we're about to get started. This is my first time, you guys. I said I was going to do it, but this is my first time actually streaming with two computers. I've always done it with one, or my cell phone, and this is the first time I've actually got two computers up. So it's different, very, very different. And it's a little weird, to tell you the truth. It's like watching yourself side view front. It's really weird. Um, but give it a few seconds and we'll get started, okay? Um, yeah, so give it a few moments, let people get in here. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Mimi, I'm definitely going to shout you out, girl. You have the patience of a god. Hi, Lady R, it's good to see you. Welcome. Hi, Casper for King, it's good to see you all. Y'all know how I do. Unfashionably late, as always. I do apologize. I got home really late, but this was really important to me, so it was like hook or crook, I'm going to do this live. And like I said, this is my first time actually using two laptops, so it's definitely different. Okay. Oh, let me see. Glad to finally catch you live. I know I gotta get better, and I'm going to. Let's see. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna shout you all out later on. I got some guests coming a little bit later. You guys know how I do. I like to start things off with a little entertainment, a little music, and then I do my monologue, and then we're gonna get into it, honey. So just give it a little time. Okay, give it a few more minutes. Oh, Lord. Because I got a lot of points that I don't want to forget. It's just too important. Y'all know how we do over here. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Just be respectful, especially with this live. This is an important one. This is one that I want to keep up. Okay. So where we at? We have 3 minutes. So yeah, my guests are going to be up here soon. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with a little entertainment. This will give me time to write my final notes, and it'll give people time to come in here if they're gonna come in here. Okay. If not, we just gonna rock on our own. Let me see. Yes, let's see what y'all are saying. It is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot for everybody. I'm gonna get into that, but let me go ahead and start the screen here. Y'all bear with me. This is gonna be something else here. Let's see. Can you, first of all, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Type a one if you can hear me. Because the audio is wanky because it's from one computer to the next. Can you hear me? You guys, if you can hear me, type a one in the chat. Type a one. Type a one. Okay, cool. The reason I can't tell is because one computer's muted, the other one isn't. And okay, so let's get this together. Okay, so let me start the first one.
now, to honor America, especially the brave men and women serving our nation in the Persian Gulf and throughout the world, please join in the singing of our national anthem. The anthem will be followed by a flyover of F-16 jets from the 56th Tactical Training Wing at MacDill Air Force Base, and will be performed by the Florida Orchestra under the direction of Maestro Yaha Ling and sung by Grammy Award winner Whitney Houston.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the fight for the right we want. We're so glad we're straight.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get to talking to y'all first. First of all, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for being so patient. Like I said, I had to. Y'all got to forgive me, okay? I got to get it together. I had to do this. So the march or the riots that's going on right now that happened a few days ago. We'll start with a few days ago on Washington D.C.'s Capitol. Um, I can't speak for everyone, but I believe I speak for the majority of us when I say not only disturbing, but very, very, very sad. For me, I was holding back tears. It was just very emotional, not just because I'm a veteran, but because I generally, I don't know about you guys, and I'm going to allow you guys to come up and speak after I get through with my monologue. But for me, my whole family is military. Okay, my father, my brother, myself, we were all in the military, all different branches, Marine, Army, and in the Air Force. So, but military nonetheless. And so for me, it just was such a just disgusting, to be honest. And I said I wasn't going to use that word because I use that word for everything, but it really was heartbreaking. It was just very hurtful. And I want to make it clear about how I feel on this subject. I'm going to allow everybody to jump on the panel and they can tell me how they feel. But I've got to speak on this subject. I just can't let this go. Okay. So, like I said, service member for 10 years. Um, and not just a service member, but just a very proud person, a person that has served and whose family has served. And I genuinely love this country. I love the people of this country. But I make no mistake about it. You guys who are new, I have criticized the United States of America plenty of times. I have criticized Donald Trump. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, never was. But this is not about Donald Trump. This is so much bigger than Donald Trump's lying ass. This is not about him. I know I'm about to piss people off, and I'm not trying to do that. So I'm going to try and stay focused because at the end of the day, like I said, this is so much bigger than him. And I just need to make sure that people realize that. This is not about parties, political parties, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, and nobody gives, that's not what this is about. This is about the foundations of what this country, or what we say we're founded on, or what we say we stand for. And all that was just shown in front of everybody that it's a blatant lie. Now, those of us who have been on the unfair side of things, we already knew it was a lie. But now the world is looking on. And the thing of it, what makes this situation so scary and so like pertinent moment in time is that people are looking at us saying, damn, if they can do this, we can do this. I need for people to understand that not everybody loves, most don't love America. Okay, they want to be where we are. So it's not a good look. Like I said, I actually had been working and I had taken a break from the news, y'all. I hadn't watched the news in probably 3 weeks. I was overridden with corona, honey. So I said I was going to take a break from the news. And next thing I know, this pops up. It's always something, especially with this dude. It's always something. But I came in the house. My family was watching the news like this, glued to the television. I said, what's going on? And all I could see was people running into the building and breaking through the glass. And I'm thinking to myself, what country is this? What country is this happening at? Because it was that surreal to me. Um, like I said, this is bigger than Donald Trump. Um, support who you want to support, but this is the thing. Once it gets to this level, people have thrown out the word treason. And I agree. Some say that's too harsh. I think not. If you think it's too harsh, let's look up the word treason. I already did. But for you naysayers, I'm going to look it up so that way there's nothing to argue about. Let's look up the definition of treason by Webster, okay? And let's see if what this man did fits the definition. Now, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news. I watch several different newscasts. I don't watch just one. I watch CNN. They're all biased as hell. So I take in what I can take in and spit out what needs to be spat out. But I watch CNN. I stomach Fox. I watch MSNBC and a few other broadcasting stations. They all hit it from different angles. But the point is this. The undeniable point is this. That word treason seems to fit. And let's see. And like I said, this is bigger than parties. This is not about what party you're a part of. I don't give a damn. And people need to really see what's going on here. This is about morals. This is about values. This is about ethics. This is about stopping the destruction of the country. And if you have somebody in office, forget everything. The man has done a lot of shit. He's told a lot of lies. But no one can deny, and if you can come up on this panel today and prove me wrong, these last few actions that he's taken, undeniably, no excuse for. Caught in several lies, but this is the one I care about. So let's look it up. Treason, the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government. Now, some might say, well, how is he attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government? Well, let's break this down. Let's see what really happened. He made a speech, or he did it. He tweeted um, in his normal fashion. He tweeted the words "fight," that he was going to have his people march down on Washington, and that they needed to fight. He used those words. Make no mistake about it, y'all. This man is stupid, but he ain't that stupid. He knows the power that he's wielding. He knows his power. When you are sitting on the most powerful seat in office, and you can let words like that just ring out your mouth, he knows his power. He knows that there are people out there that will kill for him, that follow him, that believe, that hang on his every word, that will do what he said. Now, before Joe Biden, whether you voted for him or not, like I said, it's beyond these people at this point. He said, when he thought that things were unfair, he's saying they're unfair. Still, there's no proof that it's been unfair, but he's saying it was unfair. Regardless of the fact, this is not the first time that this has happened. And people say that votes were counted, but guess what we normally do? We normally, as Americans, take the high road and move on and accept defeat. We have some kind of honor, some type of dignity. We actually respect the people. So the first thing he tweeted was, oh, he's going to get his good old boys. And some of you might be young and not know what that means, but that's old motherfuckers. We know exactly what that means. But whatever he meant by it, he meant what he said. Because sure enough, there they came, storming in on the Capitol building. Okay, so he said that, he used the word fighting, he used the word basically saying that he was going to march on Washington. I wish I could find these quotes. I didn't have time because I had to get the stream started. So now, all of a sudden, a few days later, he takes it down and puts up. Basically, after shit done hit the fan, we all saw it. We all saw these people breaking and entering like thugs. And we got to deal with some things. Like I said, this stream is bigger than just the obvious things that are wrong with this country. It's bigger than political parties that can't get along and that can't come to an agreement. It's bigger than the president. It's like I said, the value system that this country claims to hold true to is at stake. And you have somebody in that seat that's disrespected it. That's the bottom line. And once you disrespect that, you need to go. You need to go. Now, Nancy Pelosi is up here talking about nuclear bomb threat and all that. I wouldn't go as far to say that, but regardless of the fact, he needs to move on to the side and let somebody that actually respects the people and respects the country take over until Joe Biden takes over. Because you are unfit. You've proven yourself unfit, and this damn sure proves that you're unfit. And if you don't believe me, let's get back to this definition. The crime of betraying one's country. So you gave the order. If you don't believe me, look up the tweet, the original tweet, where he told people to march on Washington fighting. You gave the order for people to march on Washington. And when things get violent, which you knew things were going to get violent, make no mistake about it, when people go to fight, they understand that there's a chance that they can lose. They understand that they're fighting for their life. They understand that there's a chance that they could take somebody else's life. So now you done put everybody in the Capitol building life at risk, innocent people at risk, police officers, federal officers, the military, National Guards people at risk. You done put everybody at risk. For what? But you care about this country? No, you committed treason on this country. So let's talk about the next thing. Attempting to kill the sovereign. Well, if you know what the definition of sovereign is, a sovereign person is somebody in authority. And so those people that work on Capitol Hill, those people that are hired by us to work for us, we elect them, right? The elected officials, they are authority figures to us, to the people. They work for us, but they're hired by us. They're sovereign. So they could have gotten killed. So it fits that definition. What's the next one? To overthrow the government. So because you're about to move out of office and there's another person about to take over, you're trying to stop this. You're trying to overthrow this. You're trying to stop this decision that the American people have chosen. You're finna take that into your own hands. You've committed treason. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to like what I'm saying. I know a lot of people are just going to flat out hate what I'm saying, but I don't care. Because one thing about me, I've always stood true to my own opinions and my own values. Always. And it's not going to stop now. So I just wanted to say that I've got some guests coming up here. I'm going to make sure that they can get the link, and then I'm going to open it up to everybody else. I want to make sure that they get the opportunity to come up here. Okay? Let me see. Hey, Kizzies, I haven't seen you in so long. Let me go down and acknowledge you guys. Hey, James Brown. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Zero the Infinite. I am going to open up the panel so you guys can give your opinion. Hey, Sheila E. Yes, Sheila E. The Quiet Storm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know I'm finna piss people off, but it's just the truth. And I'm not talking as some hater of Republicans, because I'm not. I'm actually more towards the conservative side. Believe it or not, I'm actually more towards the conservative side. So it's just that for me, knowing the law, knowing how disrespected we were by the president. He can't play dumb with this. The average person might be done with this, but military veterans know what's up. They know that he disrespected the highest seat in office. They might have to serve him, but they know. So it looks like one of my guests is up here, LAR movement. You guys, I'm so sorry. Let me keep on going down and acknowledging you guys. I do have another video to play, but I'll play that probably at the end. I want us to get started. Thank all you guys for coming through. So much appreciated. Hey, Third Ward. Hey, Nicer. Yes. I'm just trying to stroll through, you guys. Okay, Derek, you made it. Good to see you. Long time no see. Oh gosh, so many comments, so many comments. Hey, Fahim. You guys, hey, Real Talk. I'm gonna have to let people in here, so I'm gonna I gotta let people in here, so I'm gonna cut my monologue short. I think I hit everything. I think I explained how I felt. It's about what this country is supposed to be founded on. Oh, one more thing, and then I'm gonna let these guys hop up. There was a young lady, I don't remember her name, last year that was shot down. She had a mental illness. She had a mental breakdown. She did a U-turn in front of the Capitol building and was shot. Swiss cheese. No disrespect intended. Swiss cheese. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat. Swiss cheese in front of that building. There were, I believe, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe after the Dylan Roof situation, I know it was a civil rights situation where you had religious folk come and protest peacefully, and they were arrested. And you got a bunch of people running free. They done broke into the building. They done fucking killed officers, killed innocent people. I don't know how many. It's 5 dead now. Disrespected the highest, but they running free. They trying to find them, but they running free. Now I'm just saying, if these people were of a different nationality, a different color, a different obvious faith like the Muslims, we all know this would have been a completely different story. So That's all I have to say. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link, you guys. Hold on. Before I come up, though, because I have two special guests first, I'm going to have Real Talk come up first, LER, and then I'm going to add people in because those were my original guests for the show. Okay, and then after they get to say what they want, you guys just come on in. We'll rotate. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, Aries. Hey, Lauro. Hey, yes, Soup Bone. Hey, haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome, Aries. I think this is your first time, and Lauro in a live. Okay, just give me a second. I'm gonna get it together. Hey, Real Talk. How you doing?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I finally got it together. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you was late tonight.
Very late. You guys, please welcome the wonderful Real Talk 87. He was my first interview on here. I believe LAR Movement was my second interview on here, and these gentlemen have agreed to join me for this conversation. Like I said, I'll open it up so more people can join, but I really want to hear what they have to say about this. At the end, I want you guys, a lot of you guys are new, and I want you guys to make sure that you subscribe to one another. Welcome, LAR. How you doing?
I'm good. How you feeling?
Good. I finally got it together. Okay. So I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna let the two men take the floor, okay? Real Talk, you hopped up first, you go first, okay?
Yeah. What's up, Elliot? How you doing?
What's happening, fam?
Ain't
Good.
much.
Do you
Ain't
think?
nothing. Man, I'm just gonna say this. I ain't gonna be long, but I just feel like, and I see some people don't want to blame Trump on this whole thing, but looking from an objective standpoint, because I don't like Trump, but looking at it objectively, I still have to blame Trump because he's put out the narrative that the election was stolen from him, and he knew how to rile up his followers. So that was the way he did it. So he knew what was gonna happen with what they was gonna do. He knew what was gonna happen. So he pretty much he didn't come out and say y'all go riot at the Capitol. He didn't say all that, but he knew what to say to get them to do it. So and then his response when they was already up there rioting and busting windows, his response to it was late. He waited till the damage was done to finally tell them, okay, y'all go home. So you got to put the blame on Trump, and then I don't want to make it a racial thing, but at the end of the day, you got to, because with the whole thing that happened with the Black Lives Matter and all the peaceful protests and how you seen all the police out there, how many police was out there at the Capitol with the peaceful protest at the Capitol with the Black Lives Matter, and then what happened just a couple days ago, there was almost no security there. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta put it on Trump, and you gotta put it on how people look at people of color.
I
And I'll stop there for right now. Go ahead.
okay.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of quote unquote blame to go around, but it definitely starts with Trump because he started the whole thing by coming there in the first place. It's got to be a racial component to it because there were no checks and balances. Nobody in his cabinet was like, "Hey, what we doing is not a good idea." Everybody just chilling, like it's all good. You got I call them treasonous rioters, basically, taking pictures with the police in the Capitol. So they're part of the issue too. And the fact that lady that got shot, she was a veteran. She knew what was gonna go down if you go into the Capitol. And that's why I said, like, the racial component of it is you were in the military, you know the protocols of the military, but because you white, it's not gonna happen to you. You know, this whole scenario, they don't, in my opinion, they don't want to charge these people with treason because they're white, but they're gonna have to do something. Because all of these arrests that they're having for breaking curfew and unlawful entry is the two most things that people have gotten arrested for. Unlawful entry and breaking curfew. No, and personally, I blame Joe Biden too. Because he got on TV just telling people to go home. Like, what do you mean just go home? You're not gonna say that these people need to be arrested? So both the president and the president-elect both act like it's not a big deal. But, you know, they act like a sitting Congress member wouldn't get killed when didn't they basically hold somebody hostage in Michigan? You know, prior a few months back or whatever. So you acting like this is not gonna happen? And I'm like, okay, well, in my opinion, is this what y'all want? And people have been saying for months, if we lose, you know, it's gonna be blood in the streets. If we lose, y'all better watch out. I'm like, and y'all let these type of people come to the Capitol in the middle of a presidential proceeding. These type of people, you know, they didn't think they was gonna get arrested for walking off with the speaker podium, for being caught with their feet on a desk. They out there smiling. And see, people don't forget. You remember when Baltimore had the riots with Freddie Gray? I mean, same area, you know, but it's different. Yes, a whole lot different. This is an election. You voted. Your right to vote was already there. It's fake news that you got to recount and another recount and another recount and another recount. And in all honesty, I just got to say it. How stupid are you to go there and do that at that particular time if you're a quote unquote conservative and you know the laws and you want law and order and you Blue Lives Matter people? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and just break some federal laws. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, these people retarded. You know, I just retarded. Like, that's just what I think about it.
Well, I mean, that's short and sweet. So basically, we're kind of saying the same thing. We all know we got to acknowledge. I mean, this points out the obvious hypocrisy of the United States as far as its citizens and not treating everybody equally. Obviously, we know this would have been a completely different story. And then there's no way around it. Like I said, I'm about to open up this panel right now. As a matter of fact, I'll drop the link now. So if you agree, if you have a different view, if you have opposing views, please come on and speak your piece. Man or woman, everybody's welcome. I don't care about your sex. So yeah, Casper, you're a vet. If you want to come up and speak on it. Third, any of you guys, if you want to speak, please speak. Yeah, I was hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I was hurt just because, like I said, it's so much bigger than just politics and parties. It's really it was scary to me. It was scary because the thing of it is, people are looking. People they've been looking, but it's just I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm digging too deep into it. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
Go ahead, fam. You got it.
I'm gonna say something real quick. And my thing is this: that white lady that got shot. Where first of all, I don't like. I hate to sound like unenthused about that, but I don't care that she got shot. And we're not saying that we want people. We want the police to kill them like they kill us. We're not saying that. We're saying the same way y'all show restraint to them when they was breaking in y'all shit. give us that same restraint. We don't want to get shot by doing nothing. You see what I'm saying? The way y'all treated them, y'all treat us the same way. That's all us as people of color are asking for. That's all we asking for. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say something else, but I'm not saying what you're saying. I'm
That was cold-blooded.
no,
But I
because
know what he's saying, but
no.
go ahead though.
I get exactly what you're saying, but under those circumstances, you're supposed to get shot. That's a government building in the middle of a technically a presidential proceeding. You're not supposed to be able to storm the Capitol. You're legally under the law and how the military works. That's governmental property. You're supposed to get shot once you break the barricade. And I get you saying that you want the people to show restraint. The thing about it is, I honestly can say if it wasn't that big of a governmental issue, a proceeding at the time, I would say show restraint. Absolutely. But in stuff like this is like pre-inauguration type stuff. That's like storming the Capitol pre-inauguration. That's literally what it is. It's like you supposed to get shot right there. You
Oh
know,
no,
Let me.
no. Listen, no. I'm not saying. I wasn't saying for the police to show restraint to them. I'm
oh,
saying the way that they did show restraint to them, show it to us because we're not even as violent as they been when we had our peaceful protests. You see what I'm
no,
saying? We were being peaceful and they shooting us down. You see what I'm saying? So I said the same way they show restraint to them, show it to us too, because we're not even violent as they were. You see what
yeah,
I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
absolutely, I absolutely get that, and I agree with it. The reason I'm saying this is because we have the people of color conversation, right? My opinion don't exist, but those other people of color, they they get involved with white people, and white people kind of, as long as you in with the quote unquote dog whistle language, they'll take you in as long as you don't say anything against white people. That's just a prime way to cause a complete utter clusterfuck. Because if they letting white people do this, I'm sure you got Hispanics, you got Asians, you got quote unquote Arabs, you got people who looking at it. You got people, even Russians and stuff, who like, man, I could join these people, and we could storm the Capitol. I could blow this joint up. They don't even, all I got to do is say, yeah, make America great again, and walk in there like ain't nothing going on, and just boom. So that's why I'm saying they needed to get shot because they keep thinking that what like people act like white people aren't terrorists, which is complete idiocy. But on the other end, all the other groups that you claim to build a wall and we don't want these Muslims here, but y'all are real cozy with them when it's time to be racist. So I know they looking at that like same way when they did the 9/11 thing, and it was like, well, how did they be able to go to the place and not learn how to land? And why wasn't that a red flag? Because they wasn't black. That's why. So to me, it's like, hey man, y'all just opened up a can of worms that y'all can get a whole lot of people. Y'all can get a whole lot of Al Qaeda, ISIS, cartel members. You know what I'm saying? If you got eight Chinese people, yeah, we go, because by this they're like, all we got to do is get around some white people and we can get away with murder because we just got to follow them in doing
Mhm.
it. That's how the Eric Snowden thing is. How you go from janitor all the way to that position and be able to get in there and just steal stuff and fly off like ain't nothing there? Cause you white.
This, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is the thing, and we normally don't talk about this type of stuff at work, but this is hot button. Um, Even patients come into my job and ask, they just want to know what I think about it and stuff like that. I will say this: they understand that this is a slap in the face to people of other nationalities. The lady that I work, they know that this is a slap in the face, and people who understand that are really, like I said, this is like a right and a wrong thing, and this whole situation was just blatantly wrong, and so you can't really cape no matter like what side you're in. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and it's funny to me how they can understand that it's wrong, and some of us still can't understand that it's wrong. Like we're still not getting it. But um, anyway, I want to allow Real Talk to go ahead and talk. Y'all, I'm playing with this thing here, trying to figure it out. Hmm.
Yeah, but no, I definitely I agree with what they were saying because well what LAR was saying because all up and down my timeline, especially on Facebook, um, I looked at a post and from this Native American lady, and she didn't care that she first of all she didn't care what was going on at the Capitol, which I don't blame her. Like I didn't give a shit either, to be real with you. But there was this white dude who commented talking about a white lady got shot in the chest. Like pretty much he wanted her to have like some kind of sympathy towards the lady. And then I commented under this dude saying, so the same way you want sympathy from this lady getting shot for actually committing a crime, you want sympathy from that, but did you show that same sympathy for Breonna Taylor who was gunned down while asleep? She
See,
didn't
I
commit no crime and she was asleep. You want, but you ain't show no sympathy for her at all. But you want sympathy for this white lady who actually was committing a crime.
see you guys are. See, I didn't know initially. I didn't even know who. I was just upset that that people died. You know what I mean? But I didn't even know. I thought she actually was somebody that worked in the building. I didn't know she was a protester. So this was a protester,
Yeah, she was a protester.
and she was a vet
Air
protester.
Force,
Oh, hey, fasting.
which
I,
hey,
go
I,
ahead.
I hate to say that, but which is why partially why she don't think she gonna get shot because she was in the Air Force.
I
Like,
want to bring. I'm gonna bring up some stuff, and like I said, the panel is open for any opinion. All are welcome. And this is something that was brought up. I saw this on the news that Trump was banned from Twitter, and there's certain people that are opposing that, saying it shouldn't be allowed. But the fact is, just like YouTube, Twitter is owned by it has its owner, Facebook has its owner, so they have rules. You still, even though you're the president, you have to follow rules. Do you guys want to say anything about him being banned? What do you think about that?
Give a shit.
Fasting, you're welcome to come up.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get banned a long time ago. Be real
I
with
am
you.
too. I was thinking that too.
my thing about this whole situation, people said it already. He still got the football for like another 2 weeks,
Hmm.
so he got nuclear codes right now. Like, forget a ban from Twitter and Facebook. I don't. If you're not gonna listen to me, oh, I got something for you. Like, people got to take into consideration that this is a situation where white people don't want to call this an attempted insurrection because it's white people. It's not in a low key coup because he got police officers and the National Guard standing by like this. Because if the vice president got to call the National Guard, it's because he figured,
Hmm.
but he who the court. I would actually put him on Twitter and Facebook, honestly. Let him say everything he got to say, so we could find all these people that agree with him that much, so they can get their ass rounded up. Because it's obvious they're not going to arrest all these people, but you need to
Yeah,
put eyes on who the hell got the mentality to go do something like this.
for sure. And military people know and understand that the worst threat. Everybody should know what a domestic terrorist is. A domestic terrorist, just to make it clear for the audience or anybody who's never heard the term and stumbles on this video, is just basically somebody that's a threat from inside. And they're the worst threat because they kind of weave themselves in with us, intermingle with us, and into into our fibers and cause destruction. So it's any type of group that is, you know, it's more than just racism. It's about acting out on the racism. It's about acting out and harming people and doing things like that to your own, to the people around you. So I just wanted to say that we got another person joining. Welcome, fasting. And why am I bigger all of a sudden? Hold on, you guys. Fasting, welcome to the panel. You guys have never met Fasting, but he's new to the team. Welcome, Fasting. Do you have something to say? Go ahead, fasting. I'm trying to. Oh, this.
What's up with
Y'all.
that?
You like my
Oh,
avatar?
hold on, y'all. I'm trying to make y'all bigger. How do I make y'all bigger when y'all talk?
I think you just click
Yep.
on the his
Click on the
icon.
person.
Oh, I just click on your icon. Okay.
Yeah, and then you see, yeah,
Lord
that's
Hold on. Okay, let me just. Never mind. Go ahead
Don't
and
worry
talk
about it.
fasting.
Just keep it the way it is.
Yeah, go keep it like that. You good?
Okay. Go ahead,
uh
fasting.
like I'll pull it this way. I know everybody's gonna follow the mainstream rhetoric and all that stuff, but me, I'm just smiling ears to ear because I'm like, hey, I've been telling people this is all theater. Like, I don't know if you guys caught the one of the video shot they showed before they all rushed into the was it the Capitol? I remember I went there in high school, and I recall when we were in tour. There is no way these people could just walk in there smoothly and go inside. That's what I'm trying. Like I'm telling people, don't get caught up with the whole what they did. Look, Black Lives Matter. I'm like, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they're doing. Common sense should tell you how in the hell did they get inside where these big boys make the rules of law, and you don't realize that it's all is like it's like I see people they're eating it. They say, "Oh, look what." I'm like, open your eyes. They literally had the cops remove the barricade and literally give motion people, come on in, come on in. Why do you think those cops were taking pictures with them? Think of like, yeah, but I'm just looking from back. I'm telling people, I'm like, this is my perspective. Nobody knows what's coming, right? But at the end of the day, since last year with this whole pandemic hoax, my for me personally, for my own life, to me, none of it is real until Iran is provoked. My eyes is only on Iran. When Iran is attacked, according to Bible prophecy, everything is real. So regardless of what they're doing, I'm like, it's all smoke screen because everything they're trying to implement is when that day when Israel and America attacks Iran. That's the only thing I have my eyes on. So everything they're doing right now, I'm like, this is nothing. This is all smoke screen.
So let me ask you a question. And I just want to make it clear. I know fasting stance because I've been on panels with him. I've listened to his videos. And at the end, like I say, we all need to connect with each other, but we'll do that at the end. I know that he um, was, and this has nothing to do with this. Like I said, who you support is who you support. But basically, what you're saying, so what we saw, I just want to make it clear because I believe what I saw was them breaking windows, busting in. What I saw, and like I said, I came in on the tail end of it. Oh, we got another panelist. Let me let her up. But what I saw was them breaking barriers down, and so it did seem like they were being forceful. But you're saying that that wasn't the case? Go ahead, Claire. Go ahead and just set me straight.
Uh, there's a saying. I think somebody got an echo.
Yeah, the person that just came up, mute your
Mute your
mic.
YouTube.
Hey, Mila.
Oh, they're probably playing in the background.
All right.
Welcome, welcome, Mila.
Mute your YouTube. I'm guessing on your computer.
Mila,
Okay. Uh,
Is that better?
no, I can still hear myself.
is it me?
Yeah,
Is
because
that me?
I,
whenever I do it like
I
it,
actually I actually deleted that page.
It's
Okay.
cool then.
Yeah, it's cool now. Go
okay.
ahead.
Okay.
Okay, it needed a moment to catch up. Okay, greetings everybody, and Mahogany, special shout out to you, darling.
You too, hon. Go ahead. Well, I was gonna let fasting, but it's your first time up here. I just wanted to say thank you for coming up.
And I
And
promise I'll behave.
no, you're fine. I want to hear because I want to know if there's something I'm not getting. So that's why I'm glad you guys came up here. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna let fasting finish his thought. I was asking him about what we saw. It seemed pretty real to me, but he's saying that it was not real. So go ahead, fasting.
I'm saying they
the media is showing you what they want you to see. That's why
Right.
you have to get all the footage. What's the saying? The world is the stage. What is it called? TV programming.
Mm-hmm.
You're not there, right? We heard some of the one guy in the minister was a Trey MBD. He said he was there. So we have some people who were right when the whole thing was happening, right? So unless if you quote unquote a witness and you were there seeing something, all of us who were watching it from quote unquote online, we seeing it from a third point of view, and we're seeing what someone else is allowing us to see, right? So on one hand, they show us people climbing the freaking Capitol, and logically, I'm like, wait a minute. If these guys already rushed in and the cops were nowhere to be found, why do you need the need to climb? And why is the media taking those pictures and showing it to us? And second of all, why is there a video showing the police coming in where the protesters were, what they're claiming are protesters wearing Trump thing, right? Why did they remove the barricade and motion? They said, come on in. And one cop was trying to block somebody and he said, no, let them go. And they let them rush in, or a group of them, what they showed us, right? And then they show us from another angle, them climbing up, waving, throwing smoke, right? So the question is, are we seeing the whole picture? Are we seeing the real narrative, or we are given a narrative? That's why I say don't fall for the trap, because it's the same thing they did during the whole George Floyd. And then guess what they did after the whole thing was over? They made you shut up, wear your mask, go home 6 feet apart. They shut down your city. So at the end of the day, they will allow you and they will give you an image for whatever the purpose. So it's like we already see what they did during this whole protest thing last year. They're gonna about to do it again. I'm telling you. But like
Did
I say,
Did you see the part when they was actually fighting them at the barrier first?
yeah, I saw that too. And if you look at it, it's like I call it mockery fight. And that woman who got shot, right? It, it shows you the police climbing up that step, or they had the mask on, right? And the cops wasn't even doing anything. And then we hear the camera, the guy who was filming looks down, right? But you could see in the upper screen, this girl was trying to climb the door, right? The glass was broken. And then we hear a gunshot. And then she falls down. And then people are coming towards her saying, hey, she got shot. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm putting it this way. Malcolm X said it best. The media has the power to make you the devil today and make you an angel tomorrow. And they can do vice versa. So the thing is, let's keep this in mind, because they're giving us a rhetoric and they love using our emotion as people seeing from the third point of view. So I'm saying, don't get too excited and don't get too angry and don't get too sad. Just wait till you see everything come together.
I want to
Yeah.
say, oh, go ahead, Mila, because I want you to talk. Welcome, Aries 504. Thank you so much, Fasting. I'm gonna let Mila talk, or Mela talk.
Yeah, Platinum got everybody calling me Mila for some reason, um but that's neither here nor there. It's just the online presence that I have, so I'm not really worried about whatever names I would be called. However, in the interest of what fasting is referring to, it is not a foreign concept that we are being deceived through, how can I put this? There are social scientists, there are all types of brilliant minds that are being paid in think tanks to find out how to manipulate the public through what he calls programming. You know, you're being programmed is not a foreign concept. There's a movie called They Live where the guy is able to, and it's kind of a bizarre sci-fi film, but the premise is that if you actually use your brain, you can decipher whether or not you're being fed something that's orchestrated as opposed to what is reality. Now, everything that unfolded at the Capitol building didn't make sense in terms of, everybody see there's this thing called racial tension amongst us in America. And what better way to fuel that by showing the disparaging treatment of clowns that are storming, and they use the word storm. They say the people stormed a mob stormed the Capitol building. They would not have used that term, storm, because that makes it seem like it's a bunch of unruly, teenagers or unruly kindergartners or something. It doesn't have the same effect as what they would call, something in terms of, how we were accused of, like trashing businesses and just stealing stuff, out of anger. That's the comparison I'm being informed of recently. Like the comparison is, well, storming the Capitol building is different than looting. And that's the excuse on the plate today, that no matter how you spin it, they're always going to try to make Black people seem more animalistic than the other ethnicities. They're always going to. There's this girl, even though she would find it distasteful as to what happened, she used the word distasteful. But when it comes to us and us expressing ourselves in frustration, there are more animalistic terms used toward us than them. And I just want people to be aware that it's probably orchestrated. I wouldn't be surprised, Fasting, if it was orchestrated. I wouldn't be surprised. So I appreciate that you inform people that it is television, quote unquote, programming. You may just be programmed to think something is real that was actually orchestrated. So thanks for listening. I'm sorry I
No,
talked too much.
no, you're fine. I was listening and thinking of things that I wanted to bring up that you were saying. For me, I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me, I definitely know that the media spins things, but there's certain things that were caught on camera. I'm trying to figure out how on God's green earth could we possibly spin it. But I understand what you're saying, and it's important to acknowledge that piece too. It's very important to acknowledge that piece. So I'm glad you guys brought that up, because that's something I didn't think about. And it was something else that you were saying. No, it wasn't you, sweetheart, because I was busy trying to figure out how to make you bigger on the screen. um, but it'll come back to me, and I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna let Aries talk now. Aries, did you want to say something?
Yeah, there's an echo. I'm just making sure it's not on my end.
Okay.
Hi,
Yeah.
Aries.
Oh, yeah. How you doing, Miss Mela? But no, I believe you're absolutely right about the media being able to control us. Word usage is definitely something that I pay attention to, but certain images are entrenched into my mind. The podium being stolen cannot be a prop. A person having their feet kicked up on the Speaker of the House desk isn't a prop. That's not something that can be controlled by the media. And for that person to be so bold and idiotic to then go back to his home state of Arkansas and then brag about stealing items from House Speaker Pelosi's office, they were bold. So that's not the media, in my opinion. I think that what happened was not a situation that was completely staged. My biggest question would be the police assistance, because there were numerous pictures of security, Capitol Police assisting the rioters. And that is a bigger issue, because it seems like this cancer of Trumpism is infiltrating the police. And that's something that's even more dangerous than what I saw from any redneck hillbilly Trump supporter who was storming in. It's the police that actually assisted them that got to me, because those same
Yeah.
police, had we have been Black, we would have been on the ground and we wouldn't have gotten up. And if we were Muslim,
Yeah.
those snipers would have been picking Muslims off before they even took a step. So that's the thing that gets to me.
Yeah. They were taking selfies. The police were taking selfies with the intruders.
Exactly. And that's the thing that, I mean,
Trump said, "We love you, but behave," or whatever. You know, it was like, "We love you." Anyway, it was disgusting.
Like what Aries is talking about is the issue that quote unquote America, or more so white America, you can't overlook now. Because the fact that you got the police and the National Guard and even the Capitol Police looking like the end on this,
it was
like,
inside job.
so when black people is talking, it's more so police protests. So it's like, wait a minute, we're not arresting people who storming the Capitol. So what about all the other crimes that white people have gotten away with? And that's, they don't give it, like, white people don't care about race, but white people care about, wait a minute, we just put out publicly to the world, we can commit crimes blatantly and go home.
It's the precedent. Yeah,
and the police are in.
Yeah, they set a precedent, and that's what's fearful for me is America is becoming so bogus as to demonstrate a precedent that we can get away with it, you can't, because they use smoke bombs and rubber bullets and all types of stuff with black protesters. They will not. Now, I don't know about the situation with this woman that got shot. For all we know, that was something, I mean, how do we know that's an actual fact?
No, I saw
it.
Like, imagine.
Yeah, I saw the video. Yeah.
Imagine.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Breaking into like the White House, and then letting you up 2, 3, 4 flights of stairs, right? And then saying, "Look, right here, you can't go past this line," and you breaking the window to get in, and they already got their guns out at this particular point. So she knew what was going to happen.
But the funny part is, I don't blame her for even going past that, because you allowed me to go this far. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to be even in this fucking building. I'm sorry. I'm cursing.
I get it. I blame her.
I'm not supposed to be in this building in the first place.
Right. But she was in the building. She knew the protocol for something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, you're not going to do it to me." Oh, okay.
Right. And, well, I mean, that just proves that the line that they can cross over is so far away from them. We can't take a step, but they have miles and acres before they cross that line.
But
do they know her background? Like, was she a criminal, or because when it comes to our people, they look up our background real quick.
She's a veteran.
Yeah,
she's a veteran.
Allegedly, because, like I say, they can tell us anything. They could say she's from Mars. Are you gonna believe her? The whole thing. I'm just giving the people the warning. It's the same old song. They've done it before. I'm like, we don't even have to go 200. We just have to go 50 years ago. Like I always say, because me as a foreigner, that quote that Malcolm said was best, because they did the same thing back home. They did to Lumumba. The politics came out. They made Lumumba a traitor. All this, you're influencing the people to rise up against Belgium. After he's dead, they come out. They make him a hero. It's the same old. Like all I'm saying is this: we have to be careful because they're playing us. Look at the moment we're in.
I can tell you from a perspective of somebody here. One of the issues, even when you're talking about propaganda, one of the propagandas that is programmed in America is when white people do something, we downplay. So part of what you're saying, in some ways, is absolutely understandable. But the flip side of that is we got because it's white people, now we got to bring extra conspiracy theories that it ain't what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's us, and that's what I'm adding. I'm saying that's the whole game. That I'm agreeing with you, LAR. I'm
I get
saying
it.
that's the whole game because remember, I say Black Lives Matter, right? What did they say? They had everybody out, Secret Service, all those people out, right? But this time, what did they do? I just told you, they literally just let them in. So that's what I'm saying. They're creating the narrative. People say, well, when we black folks stood for our rights, you guys had all the security, you know, threw smokes and stuff. But when it came to these pro Trumpers, you let them go wild. Like it's like where's the justice? Where's the equality? And that's what I'm saying. Remember, we're in was it? We still quote unquote under the election because guess what? Trump is not. It's not over until inauguration. It's not over till. That's what I'm telling you. We don't know what's gonna happen before then.
No, that okay, fam. That's part of the issue. Is like you said, you come from another country. The way some of these people in the government think is like, wait a minute. If this is shown about our nation globally, this affects our foreign policy. This affects our treaties. This affects our tariffs. This affects, people going, you know what? We knew y'all did whatever y'all wanted to do. Now,
this was bold.
yeah, now it's like, no, we're not gonna make this deal since you can break deals whenever you feel like it and do this whenever you feel like it. And you prosecute these people over here, but when you do something, you don't do anything. Okay, no problem. Like now you might see China really put a squeeze on this economy.
I mean, think about this. I think that the reason why America, the United States, has always been a stable economy is simply due to the fact that other nations were confident in our democracy. Point blank and period. When you have acts like this being shown all around the world, no foreign companies are going to want to invest. Like this is going to hurt financially.
Right.
I'm sorry.
He's a spoiled brat that wanted to take his ball and go home. It's just like, if I can't have my way, then I'm going to tear up everything. You can't tell me he wasn't responsible for that event. As a matter of fact, he's probably responsible for pamphlets. I don't know what speeches he made, but he gave them the green light to do it, and then said, "We love you, but it's no violence. Just go home." It's as if he was away, and then they couldn't contact him for hours to make a speech. And it's like his feelings are hurt that he's being viewed as a punk and a imbecile and practically insane. And he just wants to go out. He wants his legacy to be known as a quote unquote maverick or badass or something. I think he definitely had his hand in designing what occurred. Is just that he didn't want anybody to view it as anything other than he's got a whole lot of people that think he's a kick-ass president type of shit. He just didn't want to, he hated Obama so much that he had aspirations of just proving that he's quote unquote more superior. And because of his mental deficiencies, his mental deficiencies, he just couldn't measure up. So it's just like anybody else. They go get their sisters and brothers. It's like he can't handle a one-on-one system of responsibility. He has to just be, just throw a temper tantrum about it. He's not a man. He's a brat. He's a spoiled brat.
It's not him though. That like he's like he's basically the biggest tip of the iceberg. Because the people that came out to support him and did that, lawyers, doctors, veterans, real estate agents, insurance salesmen, dentists. These are the people who truck drivers. These are the people who are part of the American commerce. And now it's like You mean now it opens up a can of worms, like police officers, you know, the military. It's like, wait a minute, y'all just messed up the money. Because now think about it. Like when people start going, because even though they're gonna arrest everybody, this guy was this in Arkansas, this guy was this in Alabama, this woman was this in California. When they start putting the occupations with these things, this is why these businesses gotta fire people, because now they're about to get lawsuits.
Oh yeah.
And it's like
PR.
They created
the gap is going to be further spread between rich and poor, and that's pretty much what this is about. This is about creating a society where there are the rich and there are the poor, and everybody in between is out of luck. It's that type of thing. It's because the food prices are going to go up. Everything's going to be difficult to obtain as a result of this calamity. You know, the merchants are, it crippled the economy in a way that is really sad. And, you know, he will never be ashamed of himself. He's just that type of mentality. You know, he's a tyrant. He's just a tyrant, I guess.
Well, I will say this. I think that he's scared of the black woman, a particular black woman. He has been raised and always had yes people, yes men. He's never been held accountable for anything. He's a failed businessman. He's a crook, and he tapped into a racial stream. That black woman that he's scared of is the Attorney General for New York. When I look at his movements, he seems crazy, but I mean, if I put myself in his shoes and I know that I'm facing state charges that I can't pardon myself from, because these are state charges, not federal, but state. And the Attorney General for New York has been eyeing him and his corporation in New York for the past 2 years. He knows what's coming down. So he's paranoid to the point where he would do almost anything to try to stay in office, because he knows that on the 21st, by February, New York will be coming with state charges, and he can't duck that at all.
They'd be tripped out if he got handcuffed at the White House.
It would be beautiful.
It would be beautiful. This, like what happened in New York, this trumps that. And the problem with his diplomatic immunity right now is how much of a bad look would this be if they actually prosecute? Because you got to remember, George Bush was put on trial for war crimes. He didn't go to jail. So they'll charge him, but the optics of locking up a former president, like the people around him locked up. But
the only way he's going to get locked up is if the presidents deem it to be so. Those guys, those former presidents, those are the ones that can give the go and no go for something like that. Because if they're against him, he ain't got a prayer. But other than that, he can pardon himself.
He can pardon himself from federal charges. The governor.
Why not the state though? Why can't he pardon himself from state?
It's a separation between state powers and federal powers.
Yeah, but federal powers always trump states.
No, it don't.
But there are liaison. There are liaison. I forgot how to pronounce that word, but there's a comorbidity of the powers that you can file tribunal conjunctive. Anyway, all those legal terms. There's a way to skirt around that Constitution. There's a way to skirt around it.
I understand that, but I know that on the surface, he cannot pardon himself from state charges, and they have been gunning after him in his
all he has to do is have dual citizenship somewhere else. If he's smart, he would apply for
like Florida, which is the reason why he moved to Florida, right?
All he would have to do is apply for dual citizenship, and that's how he can institute his powers as president to pardon himself. That's all he got to do, is just be not a living resident, but actually that's the connection. That's what I'm saying about the Constitution. It evolves to where you can find a loophole for anything in it. And so if the state is different than federal, well, to override that, if you hold dual citizenship, then you can infiltrate, you can connect your powers as a citizen in you know what I'm saying? Like it's real complicated to explain, but it can be done. It can be done.
And I don't doubt you. I know I've asked a couple of attorneys that I know who.
Mahogany, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, you guys are good. I'm gonna stop
Yeah.
you just for a minute because I've actually had somebody in the back for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
And
telling you, I'm finna drop down real quick so you can come
sure?
up. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good. I'm gonna listen in the chat though.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you so
nice
much.
to meet you.
Nice to meet
Okay.
y'all
You
too.
guys subscribe to
Please.
Subscribe to Real Talk 87. Make sure
Hey,
you
hold
drop
on.
your
Yeah, I'm gonna drop my link. Mela and Aries and LAR. I know LAR got a channel. Mela and Aries, y'all got actual YouTube channels?
No,
Yeah,
we don't play those
I'm
games.
just new. Yeah, I'm just new. I'm a new person.
Fasting is live. Fasting is
I
live.
don't play those games, man.
Fasting
I
is
feel you.
live. He has one. One of y'all, please, if you got a wrench, drop fasting. He dropped it earlier, but it's in the chat.
If I were to ever have a channel, it would be with involving children, psychology of raising children in the realm of leadership or something like that. It would be so innocent and boring that you all would forget about me. Cause this stuff right here that I've been involved in for the last 2 years, I don't have a competitive bone in my body at this point. And what I've observed is that even if you're real, even if you're sincere, even if you are highly intelligent, somebody's still going to try to come for you. And I think
Right.
that's unfair because it really, there could be a message from your brilliant minds that someone needs to hear, but there are haters, for lack of a better term, that can actually discourage you from speaking. And I came here to hear, I came here to be enlightened, and the haters are getting in the way. So I don't want to have my own channel. That's
Okay,
all I'm saying.
don't leave. Okay,
All right.
did you want to say anything before you leave to everybody?
Nah, just it's a good conversation. I'm gonna stay in the chat and listen to y'all. I
When I
appreciate
said here,
everybody. I
when I
appreciate
said here,
everybody.
I don't mean this channel. I meant Black YouTube in general.
I know.
My
We know
Yeah.
bad.
what you
I had to be specific. No, because people will turn things around. So I want to be specific.
I know. We
Black
talk about that.
YouTube.
Don't we talk about that?
Right. Of
All
course
right.
we
Thank
do.
you.
But yeah, I appreciate everybody and their input. I'm gonna listen to y'all. All y'all real knowledgeable, so I'm gonna stay in the chat and listen so the other guy can come up.
Okay.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank
Brother.
you.
Peace,
All
peace.
right.
He's
Hey,
Real Talk 87, y'all. Real Talk 87. He's gonna drop his link. Fasting dropped his link. Make sure y'all catch fasting. I've always said this. 90% of my subscribers, you guys, are other YouTubers. I don't want to take away. We're going into the second part. Mela, I want to call you Mela so bad. We're going into the second part, which includes what to do about the situation, such as impeachment or whatever ideas you guys got. So that's why I wanted to stop you. I'm going to let the other guy up. His name is Fax. But before Fax, come on up. Let me see. Fax, give me a second. Before I let you go, I'm just going to acknowledge some people. Like I said, a lot of people in here have channels. This speech is better. OG Wit, she has a channel. Need Gore, he has a channel. He does music and a lot of other things. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Casper for King. Ronald's my first time seeing you. Really nice to meet you. Come in a few more times. You get a wrench, okay? Good to see you. Angel Ray, it's good to see you. She has a channel. Kizzy's Corner. She's an awesome supporter. Good to see you, sister. Joe Whitfield, awesome supporter. Good to see you. Third Ward, he's a part of fourth quarter. Am I saying the new channel right? Third Ward is going to drop his channel.
Yeah, I
But
think they're gonna
yeah, they're
change
going to
the name.
drop their channel. And okay, so DOD, he has a channel. You guys can feel free to drop your links while we're doing this. Fax, go ahead. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to the channel. do you have something to say? And thank you for your patience. Fax, do you have something to say?
Did you put facts in yet?
Oh,
You got me
Fax, I'm
backstage.
sorry. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
he was backstage.
I'm sorry, Fax. Do you? I apologize. Do you have something to say?
Absolutely. What's going on? Mahogany, appreciate you having me up here. Peace, everybody. This is Bentley, man. I'm just incognito right now. You heard me. But I just wanted to add this because I never heard any. I appreciate. Like this is no not to everybody's opinion or their position. I just want to challenge it a little bit. You hear me? So y'all was going there close. Y'all was going down the road, but nobody actually took it as far because brother came up and said, "Hey, it's all theater. Like, don't fall into it." And I feel like a lot of people, especially black people, are really not looking at this from a big enough spirit, right? They step back enough to say it's black and white. It was mostly white. If it was black, this would happen, that would happen. But we also got to consider, most importantly, why is this happening? Why would they usher people in, pass all these safeguards when the vice president and every member of Congress, both houses, both chambers, are there when this probably should be the most security, than every other day? Why would they allow that to happen? And the reason is to squash opposition. You have to be fearful of what's going on in the future. Now they have House, they have the Senate, and they have the presidency. And now they're actually taking it a step further by making it unpopular to oppose them by one simple act. They let them come in, they let them go, but so far they did what they did. And now black people are saying, well, it was white, it would have been this, it was this and the third. But it's deeper than that. It's all about power. And I don't see anybody really considering it from that point. So I just want to see what y'all think about that.
I can agree that it's about power, but at the same time, let's not forget the 25th, I think, the 25th Amendment, where a president can be removed for mental illness. And
That's
I
never
think in
going to
order for
happen. That's a
somebody to
pipe dream. We got to think about reality too.
let me finish. Let me finish now. There are powers that are greater than his own, believe it or not, that could actually, if it depends on what, how can I put this? There are powers that are greater than Trump, that if they wanted to disgrace him for life, they actually could do it. It's just that I don't know what they're negotiating behind the scenes as to whether or not they figure, since it's only a couple of more days before the new president is, inaugurated, getting into office. I think that they just gonna let him slide with it. I think but they could do it if they wanted to. They
Mela, what
could
makes
do
you
it.
But
think
this is the whole
Biden is
point.
gonna sit? That's the question. How do you know that Biden is gonna come in and not stay out? Nobody knows yet.
So, listen,
If somebody fakes
Trump.
their death, I'm done. That's
Yeah, I'm
all
about
I'm
to. I
saying.
mean,
Like
But
if
first,
this is all a
we're not
plot to
talking
get
about faking death.
Kamala to
Look at
be
it like this,
president,
Mela.
that's crazy. That's what I'm
It
wondering. I'm
probably
like,
could
it's
be.
all,
But think about it like this, Mela.
yeah.
This is the question that I'm posing, right? Look at it like this. All right, Trump is popular, right? There's no denying that, right? He popular. Just because they cheated and they got Biden and Kamala in, that don't mean his support just gonna go away, right? He still
wait.
got support. So now they gotta think a long game, they gotta think about 2024. So what's the best way to make it seem like this person should never, like whoever's still around that still support him, to try to discourage those people from them and make people want to distance themselves from him? The
Hold
easy way to
on.
do that is boom, what they did yesterday. So now,
Hmm.
if they try to do this little impeachment and say, "Oh, we're gonna try to do a Russian impeachment and make it where he can't run for re-election in 2024," it's always a
There's a
long
lot.
game. It's always a bigger piece to the
It's
puzzle.
Exactly.
So wait,
Exactly.
pause. He cheated.
Come on,
Biden
son. We
cheated.
know
I'm
that,
sorry.
bro.
The
Let's
Democrats
keep
cheated.
it.
No.
And
I'm asking you straight up and give me
are
the proof.
you? If you be, yes, yes. I'm gonna
Give
tell
me
you
the
like
proof.
this: if they didn't cheat, why? Let me ask you this:
Okay.
why did, at the very moment when they were about to start discussing irregularities in Arizona, that's the exact moment when they quote unquote breached the Capitol building? The
Wait, what?
moment they were about to start airing that stuff out in the House floor. because you know that goes into a public record where you can't take that out. See, when they was doing this stuff on the
Oh
House
yeah,
level, they can
C-SPAN,
just
C-SPAN.
ignore
Yeah,
it. See what
C-SPAN
I'm
was
saying? Like that's not a coincidence that it happened at that exact moment, y'all. Y'all got to think about this from a bigger picture, man. It's deeper than just black
So
and white.
you're telling me that they were going to pull this out on January 6th after it has been shot down by every damn court in this
It
nation?
hasn't been shot down. Nobody has taken the cases. The cases have
Or what?
not been tried because they do not want to have a legal record of this proof in these affidavits. They've held hearings. Hearings are just a body
yeah.
of
Hearing is
elected
actual. Yeah.
officials hearing your concerns. It's not people sworn under oath and then actually coming to a decision. There's a big difference.
Okay, so this is how I feel about that whole it's a conspiracy. He cheated. You didn't say it when Putin got him in, number one. And then number two,
Russia spent
when he should have been
$10,000 on
impeached.
12 ads. Come on, bro.
Repeat that again. Say that again.
Russia spent $10,000 on 12 ads. Come on, bro. That's based
Like
on
I was saying,
the investigation they did about it.
got him
Come
in.
on.
Come on. But my thing is this: he got him in, and then after that, they used his little puppet. Putin used his puppet to come out there and sow seeds of this loyalty in this country. I mean, he should have been impeached. We know that, but our Republican spineless senators wouldn't vote him out. You know that, right? I mean, do you agree?
Never addressed my question. Like, we can rehash this
What's the question?
whole years in 8 minutes, but the question is, do you think it's a coincidence that this happened at the moment when they were about to put things into the Senate floor that would have been in a permanent record about the vote irregularity proofs that they had? Hold on a second.
Yes, it's a coincidence.
That's a
No.
coincidence.
Also,
it's a coincidence. Hold on.
You all aren't looking at the big picture, though.
Here's the problem with all of that. In the beginning, we went to the impeachment thing years ago, and the same government that said he didn't steal election, Putin and the Russians didn't win the election, is the same government that said you lost. So, in essence, it doesn't matter if it's the Democratic side or the Republican side. Neither side can have it both ways.
So that's what I'm saying. My thing is this. And then I think that's my point. If you're going to throw aside this, Putin didn't. That if you're going to throw aside that Putin put Trump in office, if you're just going to throw that shit to the side, throw this shit to the side. Take your L and sit on it.
I'm not throwing it to the side, bro. This is what I'm doing.
Biden's son was involved with the Russian government as well.
To you about
okay, I mean, so listen. I mean, they both did their dirt. Again, take your L. That's all I'm saying. I mean,
it's not about taking the big picture. This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying what I'm quoting to you about how much money was spent on how many ads. Do you know where that came from? Congress did an investigation in the 2016 election, and that's all they can come up with.
That's all they could come. Wait. So if that way, pause. That's all they can come with. They can't. That don't mean. So you're telling me that that doesn't mean that.
But this is what I'm saying.
That's what they
found.
Let me interject for a second, because I'm gonna ask, because I ain't gonna be on here that much longer, but because I'm gonna go in a few. Do y'all think Hillary Clinton deserves to be in the White House?
I was just about to say Hillary's revenge. Hillary's revenge.
No.
What's actually something to consider is that by any means necessary, she wants a woman to sit as a president. And I think I really think that's what this is about eventually, without disgracing Trump. Trump wanted his glory days, but he took it too far, and because he's friends with Hillary, he might be granted this so-called pardon. And there's a way to, to skip around that Constitution.
What I mean is, Hillary didn't want to fall because she believed she got cheated. So now Trump won, and it was supposed to be fair and square. Now Trump is doing basically the same thing Hillary did, but took it up a notch with this damn treasonous riot. So, you know, and I'm a conservative. I look at it like this is ridiculous on this issue, because if you say Hillary needed to be in jail for what she was doing, and then say this is not necessarily a big deal what Trump is doing, you're a hypocrite.
Of course.
I
Yeah,
agree,
the
I
key
agree with
is
you wholeheartedly. That's why I'm saying that this is what was posed. This is what proposed on the 6th. This is what Ted Cruz brought to the floor, right? He said, "All right, we about to confirm these electoral college votes X, Y, and Z, right?" And there was like vote yeah, nay, and people were saying, "No, if you vote nay, you're gonna fuck up. You know, if you vote for this, you're gonna fuck up the system. You vote nay, then you being a bitch and you just lying down, right?" So Ted said, "I'm giving you a third option. Vote to have a congressional audit. Take 5 from the Senate, 5 from the House, 5 justices. Y'all sit in the room, look at all the votes, make sure everything's straight, and come up with a decision." That's what fucked up the plan, because now there's a reasonable solution that calms everybody's concern. Either people that feel like there was some funny business, and people that feel like everything was legit. And then conveniently, that's when the peace was broken. That shut it down, and then nobody voted for to have the audit. That don't seem kind of
Wait.
Yeah.
kind of
Okay. I'm
kind
gonna say this,
of
and I'm about
convenient.
If that's convenient, basically, at the end of the day, what you're saying is Trump said it was going to be a rally on a particular day. That same day that you're talking about, Trump basically said we're gonna march to the Capitol. While when that stuff is about to go on, and somebody who supported Trump got interrupted by Trump supporters. That would mean that is the dumbest breakup ever. If you brought your own people to shut it down before it started.
That's a hell of a coincidence, huh?
But guess what though, brother? I agree with you 1,000%. They should have never had a rally. The rally actually put the bullet in the gun for your enemy to use to shoot you with. You feel what I'm saying? Because think about it like this: when groups that oppose the president, when they want to make marches on Washington, they just show the fuck up. They keep it amongst themselves. They network the shit. They show up, do what they gonna do, and bounce. They announcing the shit, and just like you said, they play right to their hand. And I'm not sitting here and I'm not gonna try to say that it was all. I don't know who was there. I don't know who was involved with it. But what I'm saying was, it was a foolish decision to have it in the first place, and it was used. Whether it was used by people that hate him, that was caught in the crowd, or people that just conveniently use the crowds to their advantage. It was used to now squash all type of opposition, and that's what should scare everybody, especially black people. Nobody's looking at now. Opposition is squashed, and they have total power.
The problem is,
There's a big problem.
the only person who got used to squash the opposition was your own people. You used your own people to squash yourself and blame the opposition. That is retarded.
And it's retarded for a reason. Examine what the reason is. At the end, in my humble opinion, this Kamala Harris, she most likely will be president officially, because Biden, I examined his speech prior to Trump's speech, and at the end of his speech, as he was walking away, I hear an echo for some reason, but as he was walking away, a reporter confronted him with some questions, and he said, "I don't care about being president. I don't care about this, that, and the other. Enough is enough." In my humble opinion, that speaks of a man that just wants his name imprinted in history, as opposed to actually wanting to perform as president. He might have one leg on a banana peel and another one in the grave, for all we know. But Kamala, she's young and healthy, and for all we know, that might be what the positioning is about. It's like once she becomes president, hypothetically, the world will say to itself, well, she's better than Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's like he just made a mockery of our country, and anybody else is better than him. And due to Hillary's revenge, they're probably going to try to get a woman as president.
I'm gonna say this, and y'all have a great night.
Okay, I
And
appreciate
that's
that.
just a theory.
No,
That's
I
all.
get it. We do realize Joe Biden had mentors like Strom Thurmond and Robert Byrd. So I don't know what y'all know. We might be in for some shenanigans
Oh
because
yeah.
people forget
Thank
about that.
you. Like,
And
thank you
he's
for
old
saying
as
that.
hell.
Thank you.
Well, they close in age. They're all old. But
Mm-hmm.
go ahead. I'm
You,
gonna
but
let
you also
Elliot
got
talk.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Huh? Okay, you guys. Before we go any further, I'm gonna do it. First of all, I want to thank all y'all for coming up, and I want to do a second part to the show. It won't be long. But I want to do a second part. We kind of already touched on a little bit. The first part was just our overall observation of the situation. The second part is going to be, okay, what do we do about it? And there were some things thrown out: impeachment, the 25th Amendment. So I'm going to go around and ask you guys your opinion. Do you think it's too much? Do you think, I already said, I don't believe, I'll get into that later. But I'm going to do the second part, so just sit tight. I hope you guys enjoy this. It's a little interlude. And it's just a reminder for me, I'm very patriotic. I've already said that. I'm from a military family. So, like I said, this was very close to me. So, I want to share something with you guys. Hold on. Hold down. All right. Okay. All right, you guys. Later on, I'll share the link. I'll put it in the description. But I just thought that was beautiful. I love the way that they sang it. I love Whitney Houston. I had to start it off with her in the Spangled Banner. But I wanted to do that to bring us into the second part. The second part is just plain old. Uh, let's deal with. Because for me, like I said, all the emotions aside, I just felt like it was very disrespectful to what this country stands for. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm going to give each of you guys, we'll go in order. Fasting is after me, then Mela, then I guess we'll drop down Aries, Factual S to come on. So we'll go fasting, Mela, Aries, and facts, and then we'll wrap it up. But the question is, what do we do about this now? The options were impeachment, yada, yada, yada. Or do maybe you feel differently? Maybe you feel like we should just wait this thing out. For me personally, I think that too much has been done to wait it out, but that's just my opinion. So I'm gonna let fasting have it since he's still up here. After you give your piece, just go ahead and drop down because we're about to bring this thing to a close. So go ahead,
Oh yeah,
fasting,
we're
you're
coming.
next.
Hey, yeah, I already know. Mahogany, I think that the echo is coming from you.
Oh,
I don't know how you did it, like
oh
probably on
shoot.
StreamYard.
I'm gonna close out one of mine.
Okay.
Okay, is that better?
Try going on mute and we'll see if it's coming from you or not.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think it. I'm assuming on your StreamYard because you share the screen, you probably removed or unchecked the echo cancellation. That's probably why whenever you put your mic on, it's still doing the echo. So that's probably why. Yeah. I wanted to make sure that yeah, because when you go on your settings and you go to audio, it gives you three checks: echo cancellation, stereo audio, and automatic adjust. So I'm assuming either you clicked off the echo cancellation. So that's probably why. I don't know if you did that. But yeah, my last word is I'll make it simple. I'm a crazy guy. To me, all of this is all fake, is all propaganda, illusion. It doesn't matter. Why? Because whether it's true or not, there's nothing we can do individually to change it. Because they're already making well, not me, but I'm saying they're making you wearing a mask, right? They're making you stand 6 feet apart, and sooner or later your job is gonna probably require you to get that needle. So right there, that's already telling you it doesn't matter how you feel because the people have been complacent. They're gonna submit anyway. But I'll say it's not over until inauguration day. So whatever they're doing behind the scenes that we're not seeing, that's what I say. There's no need to rush. It's only what today's the 8th, so we have 12 more days. So let's just wait and see. But to me, I'm just smiling because I'm like, they're not gonna catch me. They're not gonna get my emotions. They're not gonna work me up. So thanks, Mahogany, and everybody in the panel. I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you so much, fasting, for coming through. Y'all make sure y'all snatch fasting up. How
Peace
you
to
doing?
fasting.
Yes, peace to you, brother. Thank you so much.
Peace,
How,
peace.
how long is it? Has it been going on the whole stream, you guys? Because I can't hear it. Has it? I fixed it, I believe. I'm not echoing anymore, right?
I hear
No, you're good.
an echo.
Thank you. He always gives me great advice. He was right. It wasn't on. So I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna let somebody else go.
I like to go because I
Mela.
need to go real quick if you don't mind.
No, go ahead. Is that facts?
Go ahead, brother. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So solutions. I appreciate you offering solutions because I feel like that's the most important thing. You know, we can all state the problems, but solutions are key to the future. And moving forward, over the past 4 years, as the country has been highly critical of the government, been highly vigilant, hyper vigilant, very attentive. And the plan of action moving forward should be to continue that intensity and do not fall asleep at the wheel. Do not pull another Obama and just say, okay, the election's over with. I'm good. I can go back and not pay attention because there's some stuff coming that we don't know what's going on, and there's no telling what's going to come with all of the power and all of the shenanigans that's going on so far. So stay vigilant, pay attention, and when the time comes to act, move with a purpose. That's my thoughts. Y'all have a blessed evening.
You too. Thank you so much for
All
coming
right.
up. Appreciate
Peace
you.
to you. Oh, is it my turn?
Uh-huh.
All right. It'll be as brief as I could possibly make it. what's going to be is going to happen. What we are empowered to do as individuals is to increase our savviness in politics and global awareness. And outside of that, um, there's a legislative process that has gotten to the point where we have to wear masks. And as fasting has mentioned, it will evolve eventually into uh, a choice for working people to make, perhaps. That's not a far-fetched concept at this point. I remember quite some time ago when that was a far-fetched concept, like can't nobody make me get injected with something that I don't want to take. However, if your livelihood depends on it, what decision will you make? And that is something to really concern yourself with in terms of building up your fortress, a hedge of protection regarding your finances, what you hold, to make sure you maintain, you know, your sovereignty as a human being. It's like, it's devastating to be crippled by the realization that you work for a system that is no longer benevolent to its society. And that's what that's my, as far as solutions, the solution is to remain aware that you are no longer involved as a citizen of a benevolent government. The government is not concerned with bestowing benevolence upon us. That was our grandmama's government, okay? That was back in the day when they instituted all types of help programs and all this other kind of stuff. Eventually it has, eroded. And so, just keep your mind straight, keep your mind right, get strengthened on good nutrition, and keep living.
Hmm.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Before you leave, Mel, I just want to say, you know what I told you, and I meant what I said. This was your first time over here, and you and Aries and the man facts. But I just want you to know you're always welcome over here. I really appreciate you coming over. Um, and I just wanted to let you know. So I look forward to seeing you again. And when you're ready to start your channel, come over here. We'll support you. Like I said, 90% of my subscribers are other YouTubers, so they know how it goes. They know how to show support. They know how to like videos and stuff like that. They're pretty good with that. So whenever you guys are ready to start your channel, just come through, and drop your link whenever you want to. After tonight, you guys give me some time. I haven't really been doing what I was supposed to. After tonight, if I know you, or if you've been in here more than once or twice, I'll give you a wrench, okay, so you could drop your links and connect with people. I will say this, all I ask is if that somebody subscribes to you, take some time, check them out, try and subscribe back, you know what I'm saying? Show the support back, leave a comment. Some people don't have a channel yet, but if they leave a comment, they can still subscribe to you, help get them started. Thank you so much, Mela.
Thank you for the encouragement.
You're
And I
welcome.
care about you too. And I'll talk to you sooner than later.
Yes, ma'am. Peace.
You have a good one.
All right.
All right, Aries, it's
All
just you and
right.
I. So go ahead.
Well,
What's the solution, brother?
the solution is to become more politically aware of what's going on. I believe that Trump, that's the one major takeaway that African Americans and even younger people are going to take from his election and his 4 years, that we have to be politically aware and astute. And this apathy of not voting and not being connected in with politics needs to end. I mean, I might disagree with everyone on the panel as far as their views, but have a view.
Yeah, exactly. Have a view. I think for me, that's the most important thing. Stand on something.
Exactly. Instead of just being mindless sheep and then complaining. So that's all I have. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you up. But Let's go
Thank
ahead. I'm
you
sorry.
so much. You're the echo's still back?
No, it's probably me running my mouth. I'm sorry.
No, no. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to watch the replay. I think I was listening. I was multitasking, but all of you brought up some really good points, and that's what I wanted. I wanted some opposition. I don't want people just to agree with me. I actually do not like that. I don't mind if some people do, but we got to hear different points of view to that what triggers us to think more deeply.
And
So
advance
thank
ourselves.
you. Yes, I believe you got your wrench, and prayerfully I'll see you in here again. Okay.
Most definitely. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Peace.
Good night.
All right, you guys, it's almost about that time. But before we go, I got a little something, something. So I played Whitney Houston, rest in peace, and I played those beautiful sisters. So I got to give the brothers some play. And I found something um, that is the same song, but it's by men, you know. Actually, let me see if I can find the video. Hold on, you guys, just bear with me. Y'all don't know this, but I used to be in orchestra. I used to be in the youth symphony orchestra, and I used to play violin and viola. I tried myself at the piano. I was not good at it, but one day I'll play for y'all. But I really love violin, orchestra, classical music. I really do. So I stumbled on this, and I wanted to share it with you. Hold on. Hold on. Um, then we can all go to bed, y'all. Not. We YouTubers, honey. We don't go to bed. So let me see. Hold on. Oh Lord, if I can find it now. I lost it. I'm so mad right now. I really wanted to play that for y'all. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna try something else. It's not the original video that I wanted. Um, hold on. These brothers were good. Good. They were very good. Um, okay, I found something. I'm not sure if this is exactly the right video, but I'm gonna try and share it to y'all. So hold on, give me 1 second. Um, till I no, I cannot sing. I believe. baby. Woo! Baby. Thank you guys. Yes, sweetie, I'm sorry. And all you guys that check it out, just catch the replay, like the video. Look at these people who you see in the chat. Subscribe to them. They'll subscribe back. Peace to you guys. See, I never lie. But I got to practice before I get on here. This is a special treat right here. So maybe I'll give it to y'all another time. But yeah, thank all you guys for coming through. I hope you enjoyed this one. I will try and be more frequent. Thanks to all my guests that came up here. Real Talk 87, LAR Movement, Aries 504, Mela, Fasting is Life. Their links will be down below. Any footage that I use will be down below. All of this is for educational purposes only. But the links will be found in the description below. Give me time to upload them, but they'll be there. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next time. Okay.